This is Q13 News at 8.
I don't like being at home. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. I carry a machete, a knife, and pepper spray in my house and in my car. I sleep with a knife even under my pillow as a result of this.
A local mom sharing her story for the first time after she says someone created an elaborate plot to steal her newborn baby. Hear her recount the terrifying moments she realized what was happening.
We want change! We want change!
Students walk out after 2 local teachers voluntarily resign under a cloud of controversy. Why they say the Archdiocese should pay attention to the change they're calling for.
And a 10-year-old boy missing in Mason County is found alive. How rescue crews found him after 24 hours of searching. This is the news at 8. We begin with a Pierce County woman and her teenage daughter officially charged in a bizarre plot to kidnap a newborn baby. Thanks for joining us for the news at 8. I'm Jamie Tompkins.
And I'm David Rose. Tonight, a young mother is breaking her silence after she says that pair drugged her and shattered her sense of safety. Q13's Hannah Kim has more on the story that the whole country is talking about.
Ms. Juliet Parker, would you please come forward?
In court, all eyes were on Juliet Parker, the Spanaway woman accused of drugging another woman with a laced cupcake. That victim is Alicia Miller, and detectives say it was all to steal her newborn.
I responded to a Facebook post from a woman named Juliet, who said she was a photographer that would take free photos of my newborn baby for her portfolio.
During Parker's third visit to her home, Miller says Parker and her 16-year-old daughter brought over wine and cupcakes.
They pressured me to try the cupcakes. As I ate one, my lips and face started to feel numb. I saw the photographer wiping down her wine glass and other items in my house. My legs and arms started to go numb, and I repeatedly told the photographer and her daughter to leave my house.
After they left, Miller called 911 and also noticed that her house keys were gone.
I went to the hospital and told the doctors what had happened. They tested my blood and told me that my symptoms sounded like that someone would experience if they were exposed to GHB or the date rape drug.
The sheriff's office is waiting for toxicology reports. Right now, much of the evidence against Parker is coming from a man she once dated. Detectives say Parker asked the man for GHB and said she was willing to kidnap a baby as a last resort. Court documents also say the 16-year-old communicated with that same man, saying they had identified a baby to kidnap and that her mom wanted nothing more to have a baby of her own. Miller says she is terrified after the whole ordeal.
I don't like being at home. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. I carry a machete, a knife, and pepper spray in my house and in my car. I sleep with a knife even under my pillow as a result of this.
Well, the suspect's 16-year-old daughter also appeared in court today and pleaded not guilty. She's accused of giving the mom the drugged cupcake. That teen will stay in custody and is expected back in court Thursday afternoon. New tonight, in the latest of a string of quality control issues, Boeing reportedly discovered debris inside the wing fuel tanks of several undelivered 737 MAX jets. According to the Seattle Times, the debris was left there by mechanics during the aircraft assembly process. Boeing has ordered inspections of all the undelivered MAXs, about 400 of which are stored at various locations. It's also recommending inspections for about 385 MAXs that have already been delivered to customers. Boeing says it doesn't think this changes its timeline for the MAX to return to service by midsummer.
Some great news out of Mason County tonight. An 8-year-old boy is safe after he went missing for more than 24 hours. We brought this to you as breaking news last night. Search and rescue crews say they found the boy at a friend's home in Belfair. Mason County Sheriff's deputies say he was taken to the hospital after being in the cold for some period of time. Investigators credit all of the search crews, the volunteers, and especially clues from his schoolmates at Belfair Elementary.
And the schools were a huge resource, using our school resource officer who knows the kids and talks, and the kids trust him. He was able to communicate with kids, and kids gave him tips, and very important in being able to find him.
Now, earlier in the day, we talked to the boy's mother, who was in tears pleading for her son's return. Now, tonight, those are happy tears.
I can't describe it. I can't even thank everybody enough for all their effort, and everybody, the whole community was out there all night long looking for him. It's just amazing.
Well, his mom, Anita, says the first thing that she's going to do when she sees her son is give him a big hug.
Yeah, that was our breaking news last night. We were very concerned because we knew temperatures were going to go down into the 20s or definitely below freezing.
Yeah.
We certainly don't want any kids or anybody really out there when it's getting that cold.
Yeah, I know. It's the same thing again tonight. We're going to be down in the 20s. Like Olympia will be about 26.
But will it be gorgeous tomorrow? Because we'll pay that price.
That's what I said. You put on some gloves and a hat and let's get outside because it's going to be another sweet day. So, yeah, that's the whole story, David. I mean, you're paying for it. You're paying for it. Look at the wind chill right now in SeaTac. 32 degrees, 29 at Port Angeles, 33 at Everett. So it is a cold night. But, man, that sunshine comes out, and it is something special. It literally, you can't stop grinning. It's just all the way. And because it's from daylight to dark, it's just so cool. I mean, that's what everybody's liking about this. And then you see the mountains. I mean, if you're in Seattle, you look off to the west and the Olympics just light up with the morning sun. And you look off to the north, you get to see Mount Baker, you get to see the North Cascades. And it goes to show you that we're at 100% plus for all the Cascade mountain sites, which is exactly what we want as we head into spring. So you guys, no drought this year. And tomorrow when you wake up, sunny and cold.
We want change! We want change!
Well, today, students at multiple schools in the Seattle area walked out in protest after 2 teachers at Kennedy Catholic High School voluntarily resigned last week. Both teachers are in same-sex relationships, and both are planning weddings with their partners. Many of their supporters say they were forced out of the school. Now, the teachers involved have not spoken publicly, and the Archdiocese of Seattle says this is a personnel issue that it can't talk about. That wasn't stopping protesters on both sides, including former state senator Mark Miloscia.
Every church, every religion has the right to hire teachers to teach their own religion.
I understand that it's a Catholic school, but for teachers who've been working here for years and supporting students and have nothing on their records in a negative way, I don't think it's fair that they had to leave the school without even saying goodbye.
Now, school administrators did sign off on the protest today, saying that students would not face consequences for joining in. Q13's Frankie Thompson talked to students at Kennedy High School about why they chose to participate in today's walkout.
We want change! We want change!
Several students at Kennedy Catholic High School walk out to a crowd of people standing in solidarity for change.
I feel nothing but love and happiness right now for the students here, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Several students say they believe 2 of their teachers were forced to quit because of plans to marry their same-sex partners. School administrators say Paul Danforth and Michelle Beatty voluntarily resigned.
Religion or not, it's not fair to treat people unjustly and make them lose their jobs, because I know these teachers have lived here and taught at the school for years.
Miss Beatty and Mr. Danforth love you, and they miss you, and they see you.
Sean Nyberg is the fiance of Danforth. He proposed November 1st in Disneyland when Danforth was still teaching at Kennedy. He says both of them are overwhelmed by this movement.
I've been crying, and it makes me realize these kids are pretty cool, you know? We get a lot of young kids get a lot of hard time, you know, from the older folks and everything, but they're doing some stuff that I don't think any of these adults out here would have done when they were that age.
Students started their day silently protesting during a sit-in. Administrators allowed them to participate during school hours. Some of their parents took to the streets outside of the Archdiocese of Seattle. A spokesperson says the church can't comment on the personnel matter.
I think that all of us within the church have care and concern for everyone involved, for Paul and Michelle, and as I've said, especially for the students at Kennedy Catholic.
While students and community members stand together, Nyberg says the Archdiocese should pay attention to the change they're calling for.
I think, though, if they look out here and see these kids who come from Catholic families, this is their future of the church, are these kids marching out here today. So I just hope that they realize that.
We want change!
Well, Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin delivered her 3rd State of the City address today. She highlighted accomplishments among the growing pains like affordable housing and childcare. She also addressed crime and safety after last month's deadly shooting at 3rd and Pine.
For many people, increased public safety means more police officers, changing our gun laws, and a criminal justice system that deals better with repeat offenders. Many others believe we need more economic opportunity for youth, more intervention and diversion programs, and more behavioral health treatment. And my answer is, we need all of the above.
Durkin also praised immigrants in Seattle and announced new steps to help small businesses, giving a shout out to her favorite taco truck in South Park, Muy Macho. The mayor launched her bid for re-election last week.
Well, many communities are still cleaning up from that extreme rain that led to landslides and floodings this month. But time's actually running out to send in damage reports. In Snohomish County, damage reports are due by tomorrow afternoon to help determine if the county qualifies for federal disaster assistance. In King County, you've got until Thursday, and Thurston County has not published a deadline.
To a traffic alert now, WashDOT says it is closing the eastbound electronic good-to-go toll lanes over the Narrows Bridge to make some repairs. Now, the closure starts tomorrow night at 8 p.m., and during that time, drivers will be routed through the manual toll booth, so expect some delays. WashDOT says the lanes will reopen, though, by 4 a.m. on Thursday. Well, still ahead tonight, the city of Tacoma is looking at changing an ordinance about domestic violence.
That's right. Why do they want to change that rule and do it quickly when we come back?